holds the future. So I can watch the news on internet or TV, and I can read the newspaper, and I can feel chilled and cold and know that something, I feel like we're on the abyss of something that's going to happen. And then I look up and I have peace in my heart, because I know the world is not unraveling, it's not falling apart, it's just falling into place at the feet of Jesus.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that lovely lady is here with me. I'm so proud to say Anne Graham Lotz, best-selling author, international teacher, speaker, ministry leader, and daughter of Billy Graham, and author of a great new book, The Daniel Prayer. So nice, an honor to meet you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very
for
much.
having me.
I love the book cover. Everybody sees it on their screen. Let's talk about the Daniel Prayer. This is from I'm Jewish,
Yeah, okay.
but this is from the book of Daniel.
That's right.
And this is a prayer that you reference here in the title that people say at various times when they're in grief and in need, correct?
Well, it's not a prayer that you say so much as his pattern of prayer.
Okay.
And Daniel, it's in the Old Testament, the book of Daniel, chapter 9.
Right.
And Judah was in captivity, so she'd been taken off to Babylon. She'd been there 67 years. So God's people were in captivity. They were separated from his place of blessing. They had separated from their foundation of faith. And Daniel, after 67 years, he's reading Jeremiah, another prophet, and he finds God's word that says, after 70 years, I'll set you free, if you seek me with all of your heart. So Daniel just turns towards the Lord his God, and he pours out his heart, and it's what we call reverse thunder, where you take God's word and you pray it back to him. Right. So he took what God said, and he said, God, you said after 70 years you'd set us free, and so he's praying that prayer for deliverance for his people. So in applying that to America, I see America in a place of confusion and fear and chaos, and I mean, just the shootings and the killings and the environmental things. I think it's a time to pray like Daniel did. And so the pattern is in there.
Well, I was going to say, I was going to bring it to our times today. And you following the political races?
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
I mean, the political races, the cultural things, the racial things, you know, it's just, but on every level, Steve, it's just a mess. We're in trouble. And I believe we need God. I believe it's a time to turn to God like Daniel did and ask for him to come into our world, to come into our nation and take charge.
The media would have us believe that fewer and fewer people care about God or believe in God, but I think when push comes to shove, I don't buy that.
I don't either, and I think that's why God lets us come from push comes to shove. He lets bad things happen and desperate things happen so that we do look up. And he let that happen in Daniel's day. I think, you know, I don't know if you were here in 9/11,
oh, yeah.
but there were a lot of people who were praying in 9/11, a lot of people praying in San Bernardino.
Yeah,
and
no,
so
absolutely.
when things like that happen, and maybe as our culture unravels and things become more of a mess, maybe more of us will take prayer seriously.
Is this the worst you've ever seen it in this country?
It's the most chaotic, sort of. It's like every day, everywhere you look, there's something unbelievable happening.
Yeah.
You cannot believe this is America.
Let me ask you about the presidency. Are you favoring the Republican candidate or Hillary? What do you think of Trump?
No, I would not vote for Hillary for a lot of reasons. I've met her, and I appreciate her, and I appreciate what she's done in many ways as far as a woman. But there are just too many red flags there.
Give me a red flag.
Just the Benghazi situation is one, and other things. There's some things there not right, and her. Anyway, I won't go into that. But and then on the other side, you know, let me tell you, I think it's beyond human solution. I don't think one man can make a difference, maybe make a difference in a negative or positive, but not turn this nation back to its foundation.
No,
and
absolutely. That would be a godlike task,
That's exactly right.
dare I say.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
but let me. I don't want to force you if you don't want to endorse. But I mean, what do you think of Trump? I mean, the evangelicals voted for Trump over Cruz.
Well, whoever gets that nomination, and it looks like it may be Mr. Trump, I don't know how things will fall out. I will vote for whoever gets that nomination. You know. So, and then when I vote for him, I'm going to pray for him every day, because, you know, in Daniel, I know you're familiar with the book of Daniel, and Daniel served under Nebuchadnezzar. He was like the Saddam Hussein of his day.
Right.
And in the end, Nebuchadnezzar gave glory to the God of Daniel because of what he saw in Daniel's life.
Will you send Donald Trump a copy of the book?
I will, if I could get through to him.
The Daniel Prayer. I could get him a copy of the book
Okay,
if you give me
all
about
right,
The
yeah,
Daniel
okay.
Prayer by Anne Graham Lotz.